No, the top line.
Today on Mother Udder, we are working on our first compost bin since the fire.
Now, we've talked about the trailer that was donated to us by a very good friend. When we started unloading it, we found some very sturdy, what were they, fence panels, you think?
Probably fence panels.
Yeah, this was perfect for what we needed.
No, this is a hot compost system, which requires more maintenance. We used to do a cold compost system. A cold compost system requires very little maintenance, but it takes about a year, maybe even 2 years, depending on how big it is, for it to actually compost down. You could put your chickens on it and let them do the turning, or put your pigs in the area and let them help turn it over, but they are going to be also adding more compost to it. But it, it does help, and that's what we did. We had our chickens in there
for about 5 years.
Yeah, and the chickens would turn it and help us with composting it down. So it did compost down a little bit faster. But we're trying this method out, and this is the method that I was taught by my mom, because well, we lost all of that compost. When the fire came through, we got some biochar. We were like, all right, the compost was going to be really good for the garden. We did lose a lot of the nutrients in it, but we could still use it. And then
the cleanup crew came, and when they cleaned up the parcel, they came through and took our entire compost. 3 very large piles of compost that we had been working on for the last 2-3 years. And then
more like 5 years.
Well,
now,
yeah.
if you think about it.
But
it's very frustrating because they not only scraped our compost piles and that all went to the dump, but they also scraped our garden, and there was no structure there. There was a small storage shed that they took, and we understand that they needed to take that. We were told they were going to scrape where there were buildings, but we didn't expect them to scrape our garden and our compost pile. They scraped it down to the clay. So the garden was moved. So this is where the garden is now, but this is not our soil. It is completely organic soil that was purchased, but it is not the soil that we built. It is not the work that we put into the land, and that's really hard. So we're trying this because we will be able to build up soil and compost much more quickly. And but it is going to be, we're going to have probably a few of these because we do have a lot of compost materials that are going to be going into this. Not only are we going to be working with a lot of our animals' material, but we have a lot of chip and shred and slash that needs to be done on this property.
Yep.
So this won't be the only compost bin. This is just the one for the garden. This is the first one. There will be compost bins near every animal enclosure, and there are also going to be other compost bins that are near the chip and slash areas. So this is the beginning.
Yep.
If you were doing a compost system like this, you could use panels like this that you've built. You could use sections of old wood fencing. You could use free pallets, whatever you have laying around. You could even use, well, you see we have a lot of logs laying around. You could build up the log cabin-y type of style compost bin. You could use metal fencing panels or something a lot like that. But you would want to tie it in 2 places, either with some kind of a twine or with a piece of metal wire would work just fine. In this case, we're just tying it in one place because we're going to come back and screw in the back 3 panels, and then we're going to tie this part because we want to be able to open it up and turn it. It's low enough that we probably could just turn it from the top, but that causes some back injury, and we are getting older. We are in our 40s. So unless we leave that to the kids, which
never will happen.
not without oversight.
Yep.
The height of this it's a good height. It's easy to get into. We know we're going to be able to do it more often. So that gives us one. We'll probably do a second here so we can move one to the other. Then we know that that's the one that's aging and start putting more into the other, or we can move them back and forth depending on how it's working out. Mm-hmm. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell so that you can get notifications on future videos that we're doing as we are rebuilding our homestead here near Paradise, California.
Because we definitely want you along for the ride.